I hope so. You all are fine and you are enjoying good health. I'm your chemistry teacher Sundar Sanif, and today I will teach you chapter 8, chemical reactivity. And for today our topic is properties of nonmetals and reactions of halogen. Learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to understand physical and chemical properties of nonmetals, chemical reactions of halogens. So let's move towards the topic. Students, before going to move about what are metals, nonmetals and metallites, first of all, what does chemical reactivity means? Students, the different kinds of materials around us exist in variety of forms. Things like aeroplanes, trains, automobiles, or even different machines and tools are due to the different properties of various metals. The non-metal exists as gases, liquids, and soft or hard solids. They occupy upper right position in the periodic table. So the non-metals are present in the upper right region. Carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, oxygen, sulfur, and most of the halogens are non-metals. So carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, phosphorus, silicon, chlorine, and argon, majority of these are non-metals, and these non-metals exist as gases. They show a variety of chemical reactivities. They form different ionic and covalent compounds, maybe of which are solids or gases. So actually chemical reactivity means how they will react with the different elements to form compounds. Students, metals are the elements except hydrogen which are electropositive and form cation by losing electrons. And metals are present in the first and the second group. They occupy the left position in the periodic table. And metallites are the substances which have properties between metals and non-metals. So when we move from left to right in periodic table, metallic character decreases and non-metallic character increases. Here you can see that these yellow boxes show the elements. These are metallites. So metals occupy the left position in periodic table. Non-metals occupy the right position in the periodic table, and metalloids are present between metals and non-metals. Clear? So what are the properties of non-metals? A non-metal is a material that is dull, softer. It mostly lacks metallic attributes. Physically, non-metals tends to be highly volatile. Volatile means they are easily vaporized. They have low elasticity and are good insulators of heat and electricity. 17 elements are generally classified as non-metals, and majority of these are gases like hydrogen, helium, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, chlorine, argon, krypton, xenon, and radon. One is liquid, that is bromine, and a few are solids like carbon, phosphorus, selenium, and iodine. So these are the properties of the non-metals, that they are usually dull, They are good insulators of heat and electricity. They usually lack metallic attributes. They don't have any shine. In majority of the non-metals, they exist as gases. Non-metals, their physical properties. Non-metals are non-ductile solids. Non-metals are brittle solids. Non-metals are not malleable. Non-metals are soft except diamond. And non-metals are not sonorous, means they cannot produce any sound when hit. So students, these are some physical properties of non-metals. Chemical properties of non-metals. Reaction of non-metals with water. Non-metals generally don't react with water, rather some non-metals which react with air vigorously are stored in water. Reaction of non-metals with dilute acid. Generally, non-metals do not react with dilute acid. So, in the chemical properties of non-metals, we came to know that reactions of non-metal with water is not possible. And in the same way, reaction of non-metals with dilute acid, it is also not possible. Non-metals generally don't react with dilute acids. Non-metals react with oxygen to form non-metallic oxides. These oxides are acidic oxides because they react with water to form acids. So in majority of the cases, non-metals will react with water to form acids. For example, sulfur burns in air to form sulfur dioxide gas. Sulfur dioxide reacts with water to form sulfurous acid. So here sulfur reacts with oxygen to form sulfur dioxide, and in return sulfur dioxide and water react together to form sulfurous acid. So we can say that non-metals react with oxygen to form non-metallic oxides, and then these non-metallic oxides react with water to form acids. So whenever there will be the reaction between non-metals and oxygen, an acid will produce. Reactions of halogens. Students, do you know what are halogens? Halogens are actually group 17 elements. Can you name some halogens? Yes, we can name some halogens like chlorine, bromine, like iodine, like fluorine. So these are the halogens. Keep this thing in your mind that halogens majority they consist of diatomic forms. They exist as diatomic forms. These are the group 17 elements, and the examples are chlorine, bromine, iodine and fluorine. Actually students, these are the most reactive non-metals. From fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine, all these are highly reactive. Least reactive has great difficulty attracting electrons. Reactions of halogens. So their reaction with alkali metals, how they will react with metals. All of the halogens will react with alkali metals to produce ionic compounds. For example, whenever there will be sodium metal, when it reacts with chlorine, it will form sodium chloride. So this is metal, this is non-metal, and when they both combine together, they form ionic compound like NaCl. So what will happen when lithium and bromine react together? They will give us lithium bromide. And when potassium and iodine react together, they will give us potassium iodide. So students, these are the reactions of halogens with alkalis. Alkalis are group first elements. Reactions of halogens with water. Students, fluorine decomposes water in cold state and in dark. Chlorine decomposes water in the presence of sunlight. Bromine only reacts with water under special conditions, and iodine does not give this reaction. So whenever there will be chlorine and it will react with water, it will give us HCl and HOCl. So what will be the reactions between bromine and water? And the reaction is when bromine reacts with water, it will give us HBr plus HOBr. HBr and HOBr. And whenever there will be the reaction between iodine and water, students, keep this thing in your mind that they will never react. So, no reaction. So, here will be no reaction. Fluorine decomposes water in cold state. Chlorine decomposes water in the presence of sunlight. Bromine only reacts with water under special conditions, whereas there is no reaction between iodine and water. Uses of halogens. What is the use of fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine? Fluorine is used in toothpaste, water treatment, extraction of aluminium, non-stick coating, enrichment of uranium. Chlorine is used in water disinfection, hydrochloric acid, plastics and bleaches. Bromine is used in photographic films, tear gas, flame retardants and pharmaceuticals. Iodine is used in disinfectant, halogen lamps, X-rays diagnosis, salt additive, typhoid treatment and in cancer treatment. So these are the uses of halogens. So students, here is your homework. You have to write the answers of these questions on notebook. First question is how halogens react with water, and second is what are chemical properties of non-metals. So students, this was all about today's lecture. I hope so you got all my points. Still, if you have any question or any query, you can ask me during our Zoom session. I will clear your concepts by using videos, slides, whiteboard, etc. Till that, take good care of yourself and everyone else around you. Best of luck. Allah Hafiz.